You are listening to the Path to Mindset Mastery podcast. Today, the entire focus is helping you with a backwards approach to building a business. This is about the stuff they don't teach you. In fact, most people tell you the opposite of what I'm going to teach you today, and that's why most people never get to their dreams. But if you master what we're going to talk about today, you'll notice that not only will you have more success, but you'll also have so much more fulfillment and happiness on the path to success. My name is Brad Bizek. I'm a mindset coach and inspirational speaker, and for the last 3 years, I've worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and home-based business owners and helped people just like you shatter limiting beliefs and overcome self-doubt to build the confidence and create the life that you truly deserve. This is the Path to Mindset Mastery podcast, and first things first today, I actually have a tool to help you with all this stuff. Below, we have a download for you. It's called the Mindset First Aid Kit. This is your go-to guide when you're in the dark times and you don't know where to go or how to break through. It's going to teach you how to master those limiting emotions. Instead of just praying they disappear and it takes a week to feel like yourself again, imagine being able to get back to building your legacy in seconds. Imagine what that would do for you. That's what the Mindset First Aid Kit is for. We've linked it up below for you, right below this video and this podcast. You can get that right away. And as always, if you're finding value in this podcast, make sure you give us a rating and review. I love seeing your feedback on how much this podcast has touched you. So if you feel compelled to do it, we'd absolutely love if you left us a rating and review and share this on your stories as you're listening. Share this on social. People need to hear it. So let's get into it. I want to share a little story with you. Along my path, and by the way, what I'm going to teach you today, I still sometimes struggle with. I am not perfect at this in any way, shape, or form, but I've gotten so much better at it, and it has tremendously impacted my success in my life. And so when I was starting my career in entrepreneurship, I was obsessed with my work. It was all I freaking did. The idea of taking a vacation scared the crap out of me. I had this limiting belief, which we talked about last week, of the more I work, the more successful I'll be. And if I'm working hard, that will guarantee my success. I almost had this fear of what happens if I don't work my ass off all the time. I thought that once my business grew or my bank account grew, then I could relax. But as those things started to happen, I found that I was even more busy. I found that I was even more stressed. Have you ever noticed when you get to one goal, then you're not satiated till you get to the next goal, right? If you get to a certain amount of debt paid off, and then you're like, okay, well, why aren't we at that next one yet? And then you feel that way, and you're like, well, why aren't I at, then you get to that level, then you're like, well, why aren't I at the next level yet? Then you get out of debt, and you're like, well, why don't I have $20,000 in savings yet? And then you get to that savings level, and you're like, well, why don't I have $50,000 in savings? Then you get to that level, and you're like, well, why don't I have $1 million invested right now? And it's like there's a never-ending feeling of whatever you do with not enough. That's where I was. I couldn't relax. And I found that even as I achieved, I found myself that I was finding myself even more busy. And I believed that myth that the harder I worked, the more successful I'd become. And I got that from my dad. I saw him work in 90, 100-hour weeks to barely have enough to get by and struggling. But I kept his work ethic, right? I saw his work ethic, which was amazing, but it almost led me to a fault where all I did was think about work and never take time for myself. And I am not perfect at this. I'm not perfect at this. I love what I do so much, and it's something that I have an extreme passion about. But I've started to implement intentionally taking time for myself, intentionally calling it quits during the day, intentionally taking weekends completely off, intentionally going on vacations or spending time away or taking a random day off. And so today I want to give you 3 things that I started doing that played a massive role in my success. And because of doing these 3 things, my income increased tremendously, like 500%. And I'm working so much less than I ever used to. How would that sound to you? Working less than you do right now, or I should say not working less, spending less time, because chances are what you're doing for your work isn't actually truly as productive as you think. So spending less time on your business, making more. How would that feel? And it all stems from this quote from Jim Rohn, which is, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your business, and your business will grow. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your business, and your business will grow. And so part of working on yourself, and probably the most important part of working on yourself, is your own fulfillment. And so today we're going to cover the 3 areas of life that I think truly need to be taken care of in order to keep growing if you want your business to truly be worth it, if you want your business to truly grow. And they're really simple. They break down to 3 categories. Number 1, relationships. Number 2, self-care. And number 3, your own personal happiness. Let's start with relationships. What happens to your business if your relationships are out of whack? Especially your intimate relationship. If you are having challenges in your marriage, how does your business go? Not very good at all, right? You don't bring a positive energy to what you do. Everyone will be able to feel your negativity. Everyone will be able to feel it. So if your relationship is out of whack, it's going to affect your business. Let me ask you this. Do you care as much about improving your relationship as you do about improving your business? Be honest with yourself. Do you put intentional time into making your spouse feel loved? And if not, think about the consequences of that. Think about what happens when you're obsessed with your business but not focused on your spouse at all. You're asking for a lack of spousal support. Think about what they see. First of all, the negative energy is not making your business grow, so you're staying stuck. But think about what your spouse sees. Your spouse sees you obsessed with a business that's not growing the way you want it to, and you're spending less time with them, so you're not as present with them. When you are with them, you're always scrolling your phone. When you're with your kids, your spouse is seeing you scrolling your phone, and all you're doing is telling them what's not working and how frustrating it is because you haven't seen success yet. What are they going to feel? Are they going to say, yeah, keep doing that? Or are they going to say, why would you do that? Why are you spending time with that? We need to realize that we cause a lack of spousal support. It's not your spouse. Most of the time, sometimes it is, but most of the time it is you. It's you doing that. You're not bringing them into your team. You're not counting it as both of your business. It's just your business. You're sharing what's not working instead of what's working, and you're not intentionally spending time with them. Of course, they're going to want to hold back from giving you the freedom to do what you want to do. So if you spent just as much time focusing on giving to your spouse as you did to building your business, and I said building in quotes if you're listening instead of watching, then your business would grow. Because think about the beginning of a relationship. In the beginning of your relationship, you were marketing yourself. I love the quote from Tony Robbins that says, if you treat the relationship the same way you did in the beginning, there will never be an end. It's so true, because think about in the beginning of your relationship. In the beginning of your relationship, you were marketing yourself. You were trying to show your best qualities, and all you did was focus on giving to your partner and making their life better. That's all you focused on in the beginning. And so naturally, because you gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, they naturally wanted to reciprocate. But somewhere along the way, you started saying, but they're not doing what I expect them to do, and I'm going to withhold love until they change. Does that solve anything? No. It keeps perpetuating a vicious cycle of withholding love, and that's not going to build your relationship. It's not going to build your business. Because if your relationship is out of whack, it plays into your business. And so my challenge to you is to get back to giving. Get back to giving in that relationship. We have a special promotion coming up all about love, intimacy, and winning spousal support. I'm even going to do a call for you on this, a group call. Stay tuned for that. It will be coming in your email inbox really, really soon. But it's so critical that you fix your relationship and that you improve this, because when people say all the time, but how do I know that if I give, that I'm going to receive? Well, you're missing the whole point. Your focus is on receiving. It's not on giving. When you focus on the effect, you forget the cause. And when you forget the cause, you never have the effect. Does that make sense? You need to focus on giving because it's the right thing to do. You are not in a marriage for what you get. You're in a marriage for what you give. That's what you're in this for. That's what makes you feel the most alive, when you make the other person feel loved. And when you can master the art of feeling fulfilled from meeting your partner's needs, your needs will be automatically taken care of. It's a beautiful place to be, and it makes life easy. Marriage is not hard. You make it hard based on your expectation that they should be different. If you started giving the same amount of energy and effort you do to making your spouse's life better as you do to trying to improve your business, all of a sudden your business would grow, because you'll feel fulfilled in your relationship. And that way that energy will play into your business. So the first part of improving your business sounds backwards, is improving your relationship. Putting some time and effort into being present in that. I'm telling you right now, it'll change the game for you. So make sure to pay attention for the offer I have coming up. You'll see it coming pretty soon in your email. Next couple of weeks or so, whatever it is, I have to check the dates. But the next few days or so, you'll see that offer coming in your email. Do it. It is a game changer in terms of mastering your relationship. And I highly, 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 highly recommend you do that. That's number one. Improving your relationships directly correlates to improving your business because your energy drastically improves. Number two, self-care. Self-care, meaning you gotta take a break. You gotta take a break. We're gonna dive deeper into this in next week's episode. But if you aren't taking a regularly scheduled break in your business, you will burn out. If all you do is focus on your business 24/7, and that's all you do, you are literally asking for no creativity. You're asking for your energy to die away. And if you're burnt out and you're just doing the exercises and going through the motions just because you feel like you need to get it done, your clients, or your prospects, not your clients, they won't become your clients, your prospects will feel that. They'll feel your energy is up. People don't buy a product, they buy a feeling. And that feeling is something you transmit on a regular basis, and their bullshit meter is so high. So if you are feeling burnt out in your business and your life, it's a sign you're not taking breaks to take care of yourself. You need to do things that bring you joy intentionally. Again, I am not perfect at all this stuff, but you need to do things that bring you joy on a regular basis. This one is the one that I am challenged by the most. This relationships, crush that. But self-care, taking a break, it's something that I'm personally challenged with. I'm being totally honest, full of transparency here. I need to intentionally schedule time to take off. I need to intentionally schedule things in my calendar with my friends. I need to intentionally schedule hiking trips. Those are the things that bring me joy outside of my business. My business brings me so much joy, but you need to do other things outside of it to get your mind off of it. When you can refresh your mind, all of a sudden creativity and spark and energy comes back into your business. You ever felt yourself totally obsessing with your business, but at the same time, you had no energy to run it? That's what happens when you're burnt out. And burnout is a choice. It is a choice to consistently obsess over what is not working instead of taking time to recharge and get back to a state of contribution. You gotta recharge your batteries. And if you just took some time to spend less time scrolling your phone, the average American spends 76 days a year scrolling their phone. A third of your waking time, the time you're awake, scrolling your phone. If you were to just take that and actually do things that made you productive and then go live your life, you would have so much more success in your business. It's not even funny. That is number two, self-care. I want you to make a list today of all the things that bring you joy outside of your business and schedule that into your calendar just like a doctor's appointment so it happens. And I'm telling you right now that when you do that, your energy will increase, your hobbies will increase, all that energy will transform your business because you'll feel so refreshed. So not only are you fulfilled in your personal life from your relationships, you're also taking care of yourself. And that's causing your business to grow because people will feel your energy change, which leads me to number three, your own happiness, your own growth. How much focus do you truly spend on focusing on your dreams and the parts of your character and personality that lead you to your dreams? Notice I didn't say time, I said focus. How much focus do you truly spend on focusing on your dreams and the parts of your character and personality that lead you to your dreams? Huge misconception about personal growth. People focus on the amount of time they're reading, right? They'll be reading a book like, this is Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets. Highly recommend everyone read this book if you're in the thought leader industry. But they'll say, well, I finished that book in a week. Great, what'd you actually learn? Right? What did you actually learn? You need to spend focus on your personal development. Your income is a direct reflection of the depth of your personal growth, not the quantity. My buddy Rob told me something one time. He said it wasn't directly to me, it was on a call that he was on. He says, if I can spend time diving deep into one page of a personal growth book, it is so much more empowering than reading that entire book in a week. So much more, because you can apply it to your exact life. It is about the depth of your growth. Just read one page, 2 page, one chapter, and apply it, it's so much better than reading an entire book. You need to make sure you're spending time focusing on things that make you happy, breaking through your own limiting beliefs, challenges in your own self-worth, finding ways to build happiness in the now. I'm telling you right now that when your happiness is based on something in the future, you will never be happy because it's a moving target. And that's what most people do. Most people say, I'll be happy when I'm successful. No, you won't. No, you won't. Think about one of the biggest goals you've ever achieved. Let's say, I'll use the example of paying off $90,000 of debt in about a year. Think about that. From that goal, my happiness lasted like 5 days. Think about the biggest goal you've ever achieved outside of your family. Something that you've accomplished or worked to achieve. How long did the happiness or fulfillment last? A couple of days? Business success and money do not lead to happiness. Happiness is what leads to those things. You need to master that happiness first. And so if you're not spending time focusing on things that bring you that level of joy, you're asking your business to suffer. Because people's bullshit meter, again, is so high. They can tell when you're not happy and fulfilled. They can tell when you're not taking care of themselves. And if you are not taking care of yourself and you don't feel happy and fulfilled and you're obsessing over a business and being totally burnt out, then they feel that. Why would they ever want to join you? Think about it. If they're seeing that all you do is stress about work and they're already stressed about their life, why would they join your opportunity? It doesn't make sense. So you need to work on those 3 things. Think about what normally happens. Most people, to build a business, most people discount their relationships, they don't take breaks, and they rush through personal growth so they can get back to their business they're not even doing the business activities for. Are you doing that, right? You're discounting relationships. 1, 2, or 3 of these things will hurt your business. If you're discounting relationships, not taking breaks, and rushing through your personal growth to check it off and get back to your business, what happens to the quality of your work? It's shitty. But if you improve your relationships and you put a great amount of focus there and you treat yourself and you learn to relax and you take breaks and you truly invest your focus into the depth of your growth, what happens to your energy, your creativity, your hunger, your passion? It skyrockets. And when all that skyrockets, business becomes so much easier. So I hope you found value in this today. Don't forget to download the Mindset First Aid Kit below. This is your go-to guide when you're having a really hard time. If you're dealing with anxiety or depression or overwhelm or fear and you don't know how to break through, and normally it takes you a week or 2 to break through, and you want to break through now, that is what that kit is for. It's totally free. It's linked up right below this video. It's all linked up below this podcast. Yours totally free. It will change the game for you. And always, as always, if you're finding value in this, leave us a rating and review. I love seeing that feedback. I love seeing how this has touched your life. So if you feel compelled to, if you feel it's right for you, we'd love it if you left us a rating and review on iTunes, on Spotify, whatever it is, and share this on your Instagram stories and your social media. People need to hear this message. The more people we spread this to, the more people we can serve and love and help. So my name is Brad Bizjak. Thank you so much for being here and tuning into the Path to Mindset Mastery today. Remember to go out there today and every day and live your life with a genuine smile on your face. You're only one mindset shift away. I'll see you next week.